Picture this, a Viking warrior standing over his defeated enemy, blood dripping from his axe. Then he does the unthinkable. He starts eating. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, here's the truth. This probably never happened, and today we're going to destroy one of the biggest myths about Vikings. Were Vikings really cannibals? The answer might shock you. For over 1,000 years, Vikings have been portrayed as savage cannibals who feasted on their enemies. This belief has shaped how we see Norse culture in movies, books, and popular imagination. But here's what modern archaeology actually shows. There is zero credible evidence that Vikings practiced cannibalism. Despite examining hundreds of burial sites, settlements, and battlefields across Scandinavia, researchers have found nothing to support this claim. Where do these stories even come from? Why do so many people believe Vikings were cannibals? Here's the thing. A lot of what we know about Vikings was written by their enemies. Christian monks who witnessed Viking raids weren't exactly writing fan letters. They called Vikings savage, brutal, and yes, they sometimes claimed they were cannibals. But there's a problem. These writers had a clear agenda: make the pagan Vikings look as evil as possible to show Christianity was better. It's like asking someone who just got robbed to give you an unbiased opinion about the thief. Not gonna happen. The evidence. So let's talk facts. What does the actual evidence show? Archaeological evidence? Almost nothing. Here's what archaeologists have found after decades of digging up Viking sites, graves, and settlements. No clear evidence of cannibalism. Zero. The National Museum of Denmark, which has studied Viking culture for years, states clearly that there's no proof Vikings were cannibals. Think about it. If Vikings regularly ate people, we'd find evidence. Cut marks on human bones in specific patterns, cooking sites with human remains, but we don't. What about human sacrifice? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Vikings probably did practice human sacrifice, but that's completely different from cannibalism. Archaeological sites like Trelleborg in Denmark have revealed graves with evidence of ritual killing. Children buried in wells with weapons and jewelry, warriors killed at funerals to serve their masters in the afterlife. But sacrifice isn't the same as eating. These were religious ceremonies, not dinner. The confusion. Marks on bones. Sometimes archaeologists find human bones with weird marks. At first glance, you might think someone was trying to get meat off them, but experts have shown these marks come from other things: burial rituals, moving bodies, or even animals disturbing graves. It's not evidence of eating. What Vikings actually did? Here's the reality. Vikings were traders, explorers, and yes, warriors. They traveled from Scandinavia to North America, the Middle East, and deep into Russia. They established trade routes, they founded cities. They were skilled craftsmen who created beautiful art and jewelry. They had laws and complex social structures. Were they violent? Sure. Raiding was part of their culture, but so was trading, farming, and shipbuilding. The mythology twist. But wait, there's actually something fascinating about cannibalism in Viking culture. In their mythology and sagas, cannibalism does appear, but here's the twist. It was used as a storytelling device. When saga writers described giants eating human flesh, they were marking them as monsters, as the other. These weren't historical accounts, they were moral tales. And when heroes in stories ate parts of their enemies, it was about magic. They believed eating someone's heart could transfer their courage, their wisdom. It was symbolic, not literal. Cultural scholars call this sympathetic magic. It appeared in myths from many cultures, not just Vikings. The stories weren't instruction manuals. They were like our fantasy novels today. The real story. So why did this myth survive for so long? Reason 1, propaganda. Christian Europe needed Vikings to be monsters. It justified crusades against them. It made conversion efforts seem heroic. Bad guys make good stories. Reason 2, misunderstanding. When archaeologists first started digging up Viking sites, they sometimes jumped to conclusions. A bone with marks must be cannibalism. But as science improved, those theories fell apart. Reason 3, pop culture. Movies, TV shows, video games, they love making Vikings look savage. It sells, but it's not history. The truth is, Vikings were complex people living in a harsh world. They adapted, they explored, they built. And no, they didn't eat their enemies. So next time someone tells you Vikings were cannibals, you can confidently say, nope, that's a myth. Vikings did a lot of things, both impressive and brutal, but munching on their enemies wasn't one of them. The real Vikings were traders, artists, explorers, and warriors. They deserve to be understood for what they actually were, not what Hollywood imagines. And hey, if Vikings had actually been cannibals, we probably wouldn't be here celebrating their culture today. Think about it.